As is the case after any dismal show, the post-mortem of India's loss to England in the first test at Leeds has begun. In fact, it's in full swing. Let's look at what are some of the things experts have been reflecting on and whether that critique really works for India now. Now, it was a well-fought test to a large extent, but overall it felt like every time India earned a bit of an edge, a lead, a slight advantage in play, they relinquished it all just as soon. Many moments in the field while batting and bowling screamed out this pattern. Let me break it down for you. First up, the batting itself. 100 in Test cricket should only be built upon. Losing a wicket right after reaching the triple figure mark, unless it's a brilliant, unplayable delivery, is rather inexcusable. Having said that, India did rake up the runs, 5 centuries in a Test. You couldn't ask for more. So could the lower order have supported this a bit more? Resounding yes.
This will be a tough pill for India to swallow. You don't get in positions like this very often and blow it from there. They had a chance to take England out of the contest and dictate terms. They have to learn and they need more bottle from the tail for them to be stubborn and put a price tag on their wicket.
Put a price tag on your wicket, says Ravi Shastri, and when that did not happen in the first innings, with India having a dramatic collapse there, they had to make sure it didn't happen a second time. Maybe here's when some of the seniorish batters needed to take the onus on themselves.
I was on the couch, going, Rishabh, what are you doing? It's not the time and place for this. I can count 20 occasions where he could have gotten out for under 30 in both innings.
Now, I understand that's Pant's game. That's how he plays. It's his style. But sometimes maybe it's good to slow things down just to catch your breath and steady the ship. He is, after all, the vice captain of the team now. And to his credit, he did try and do that in the second innings when he gave himself that pep talk, which was caught up on the stump mics. But the tail is indeed a worry. And why was there pressure on the batting? It's because they weren't really nailing it with the ball. There was no support for Jasprit Bumrah from the other end, no one to keep that pressure up. And of course, then the drop catches, catastrophic. Want to know how many runs these drop catches costed? 8 dropped catches costed India a whopping 250 runs. Duckett was dropped at 11 and 15 by Jaiswal and Jadeja. This was in the first innings. He went on to score 64. Ollie Pope was dropped at 60 by Jaiswal. He scored 106. Harry Brook was dropped twice by Rishabh Pant and Yashasvi Jaiswal. He scored 99. Jamie Smith, who was dropped by debutant Sai Sudarshan, scored 40. In the second innings, Zach Crawley and Duckett were dropped as well. Now that proved to be costly, careless, and possibly undid all the hard work the team had put in so far through the course of the game. Then, of course, there is the leadership concerns. Captain Shubman Gill and coach Gautam Gambhir experienced their first loss in the very first test. And talks of India lacking that killer instinct that came with the Virat Kohli era was inescapable. With England's experts, their commentators, saying India just didn't have it in them to finish off the game, to cross the line. Now, Gautam Gambhir was rather stoic in the post-match press conference, saying milestones needn't be celebrated. Wins should. Those were more important. To win rather than to celebrate milestones. And that got fans to come charging at him. Now, whether India's players right now need tough love or kid gloves is a question I can't answer. All I can say is anything that gets them over the line in Birmingham and keeps them well and truly alive in the series against England.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
geschäftsführenden Direktoren,
Hindi,
$36 trillion का कर्ज हो
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali. Stop.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上も。
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.